What a finish. I was waiting to see Doug Collins' reaction there. Huge win yesterday for Northwestern in their first ever tournament appearance as Vanderbilt's Matthew Fisher-Davis intentionally fouled despite being up one, handing the Wildcats the chance to win the game on free throws, and they capitalized. NU's next task, not a small one. They take on #1 seed Gonzaga on Saturday. Stephen A., do you give them a shot against the Zags?
Well, listen, I got them going to the Elite Eight. I'm just a fan of Chris Collins. I mean, it's totally an emotional decision because it's not like you have an opportunity to watch them, but so much this year. The one game that I watched was the game Chris Collins' father, Doug, was at, our colleague here at ESPN. And I have profound respect for Doug Collins. He teaches me more about the game of basketball every time that I'm with him. He's just a savant when it comes to the round ball. And Chris Collins, I've always been a fan of his from his days of playing at Duke to, you know, just a kind guy, very fiery, very competitive, and I knew that that was the kind of stuff that he was going to instill on his teams. Gonzaga is clearly the superior team. They're 33-1 for a reason. They're big, they defend, they rebound. Obviously, they had a little trouble with South Dakota State before they got it together yesterday, whereas Northwestern, you look at them, they lost a 15-point lead, let Vanderbilt come back before ultimately making the mistake that Vanderbilt made the mistake that it made with that foolish foul, and ultimately Northwestern was able to survive. But I'm just of the mindset that Northwestern gives you the impression that they're playing with absolutely nothing to lose. First tournament win in the school's history. These guys are just playing loosey-goosey right now, and they're playing, and they really have nothing to lose. And I think that if you're Gonzaga, if the game gets tight, Gonzaga could potentially get tight. That's hard to say with a coach like Mark Few because he's so exceptional, and we know this. But if it's tight, I like Northwestern because they are playing with house money, and that's why I'm giving them the edge in this game, despite the fact that they are clearly the inferior team.
Glad you brought up Mark Few because he's as good a coach as exists on the college level, and Gonzaga is an elite team. They're elite for a reason. You mentioned many of them. They got to win against Arizona, whereas Northwestern was lucky, I mean, not just lucky, but also lucky to squeak by yesterday. They were lucky to squeak by Vanderbilt. Vandy had to mess up even for them to get by. So you go up against an elite team where you just won a squeaker in your debut in the tournament, and you're going up against a team where I don't think they are going to get tight, given who the coach is, given the fact that this is a team that does every little thing just right. They play the right way, all that stuff. I think Gonzaga is the end of the road for Northwestern.
Well, I don't just listen. I understand where you're coming from. I don't blame anybody for picking Gonzaga, but especially let me confess this about my NCAA brackets. I don't just pick top 2 seeds and all of that other stuff. I'm looking for the upset because everybody can pick the top seeds and make an assumption. It's called March Madness for a reason because on any given day, anything could happen. We've saw a 15 get knocked off. I mean, a 15 knock off a 2 seed. We've seen 14s knock off 3 seeds, and the list goes on and on and on. And so the way I'm looking at it, you got Northwestern. They're a #8 seed. Do they have the potential with McIntosh, with Law, with Lindsey? Do they have the potential to knock off Gonzaga if they can catch Gonzaga sleeping? Sure. Now, South Dakota State gave them a little run. So as a result, a lot of people believe that may be a wake-up call for the Zags. And as a result, they'll be even more ready this weekend. But again, I don't think we should sleep on a competitive fervor that exists with Northwestern and how they could potentially learn from their mistakes. This is Chris Collins' team we're talking about here. I believe in the kid as a coach. And by the way, Northwestern needs to enjoy him while they can because he's a golden boy on the circuit right now, considering what transpired with Northwestern this year and the job that he's been able to do. It wasn't like they had a roller coaster. They've improved every year he's been there. And as a result, he's a hot coach on the market right now. I think he's got a very, very bright future. I don't think he's long for Northwestern.
No question. Max,
listen, I hope...
Oh.
Yep.
I was just going to ask you.
I hope you're right, because so far there haven't really been upsets. Even Middle Tennessee State, who I picked, who you picked, who many picked, it was a 5-12, but they were actually favored by Vegas by 1.5 by the time of tip-off. So we haven't seen a lot of that sort of thing. I hope you're right.
Max, the Zags are a double-digit favorite. You think that's fair?
Well, I mean, I think it indicates that they're going to win the game. You know, and by the way, I'd take if someone's going to give you 11 points, I'd take them. But look, unless you're biased against mid-majors or something for some reason, I don't know why. I don't understand why Gonzaga would be underestimated, in other words. They're elite. They've proven they're elite. As Stephen A. said, they're big. They can play defense. They play the right way. They have a great coach. They have a great record. They have great wins. Yes, they should be the substantial favorite here.
They're going to need, Northwestern's going to need to find a way to make sure that Karnowski isn't dominant. The dude is a big boy. He's 7'1". You're going to have to make sure that he isn't the dominant presence because they're clearly going to be undersized. If the big boys for the Zags don't control the boards and control things defensively, I think this could be very interesting, and at the very least, it will come down to the wire. And if that happens, I'm going to give the edge to the team devoid of pressure in this matchup, and that would be Northwestern. The Zags should win this game, but damn it, it's the NCAA tournament with the brackets. I got to pick upset someplace. I'm picking Northwestern.
Yep, anything can happen.
As long as Northwestern also in their debut to the dance and their first win isn't satisfied with that.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be huge. First time ever in the tournament, getting to the Sweet 16. That would certainly be major. You know who else is trying to make some noise in the tournament? That'd be one of the Balls. LeVar Ball continues his publicity tour for Lonzo and his other talented sons, but Steve Kerr says enough's enough.
The things he says are so outlandish, but he keeps getting headlines. I don't think it's helping his kids. I think it'd be better for them, you know, if they could just play and have fun and not have to hear that every day, but whatever. It's all, you know, it's all part of it.
Don't miss the latest on LeVar coming up. Plus, we know Stevie A loves